We welcome you to the USA Basketball Showcase from Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi. It's three-time MVP Nikola Jokic, the Denver Nuggets star leading Serbia as they take on Josh Giddey and Australia. Jokic with a beautiful give, and that is Serbia at their best as Micic with the finish. The last time Jokic was in the Olympic Games, 2016, and Serbia made it to the gold medal game. Jokic only had 6 points in that when he came off the bench. That won't be the case this time around, as that's a nice drive and finish by Filip Petrusev, the Gonzaga product. Jokic can't connect. Giddey flares one ahead. That worked out well for Australia. Corner three, it's good. Patty Mills says hello. Mills again. So after Patty Mills shot 2 for 8 on Monday against the Americans, he's knocked down his first 2 shot attempts in this one.
It's been impressive to watch what he's done throughout the course of his career.
That's Vanja Marinkovic, member of Partizan in Belgrade. Micic with another bucket. He's got a couple of early goals for Serbia, a member of the Charlotte Hornets organization.
And he was impressive. You're already seeing it now. He's got a good feel. He can get downhill. He looks to attack the basket.
There's Dyson Daniels with a nice stick from Exum. Another nice deflection. Australia with some great defense. Mills ahead to Exum, who lays it in. And the talent that they have is that three's off. I mean, Exum was a top 5 pick in the draft in 2014. Dyson Daniels was top 10. As that falls home for Mills. And the Aussies are sizzling in this opening quarter. Jokic getting some oohs and ahs in Abu Dhabi. And Australia just gone a bit of a cold spell. Tries to get accelerated here with Giddey. Catch and shoot, 3 is good, and that'll snap them out of it. That's McVeigh.
I think Pokashevsky, too, as a player, still kind of trying to find his footing. Only 22 years old. Spent some time with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Look at Josh Giddey just survey, probe, and finish. July 28th, that one for Serbia. Then they'll play Puerto Rico and South Sudan. Puerto Rico, July 31st, South Sudan, August 3rd. Milutinov sizzling here as Daniels is fouled going up. I spent some time with him when he was with G League Ignite, did a couple of his games. You want to talk about just a great kid. Awesome attitude, does things the right way. Here's a nice spin. Kept the basketball, and there's Dyson Daniels. That's what he brings this team right on cue, but just he models what you look for in a total team guy. Delivery downstairs, and it falls home for Nick K. Petrusev, Radonov, Micic, Avramovic, and Milutinov on the floor for Serbia. They've given the basketball quite a bit to Milutinov. Now off those changes, that one rims home for Serbia, and they respond with a 3 of their own. There's Filip Petrusev right on cue.
Looking at Bogdan Bogdanovic, another big aspect of an offensive weapon.
There's a putback slam, and Nikola Milutinov, the 2-time EuroLeague rebounding leader, a United League champion. That is a nasty dish for the 2-hand slam for Milutinov, but it doesn't happen without Micic delivering a dime. And now that pass picked off. Serbia with numbers on the other end. In transition, that one goes home for Avramovic. Another drive to the rim, that one was altered. Good defense by Magne. Mills with numbers to Exum, that's easy.
So you want to talk about a rhythm? It's the same thing that Australia is showing. Well, I also think, too, for a lot of these players, depending where they're at in terms of their fitness level, their conditioning, this is all the build-up and the ramp-up of how they want to feel and look next week.
Deli from downtown. That is just beautifully executed basketball as Jokic finds Petrusev.
You look at the movement and the spacing on the floor, and we continue to mention this with the way Serbia plays. So much of that comes down to their feel for one another.
Another turnover here. Serbia out on the run, and we are even at 32.
That is a clinic in how you want to move the basketball, pick apart a defense, find spacing, everyone getting touches. A lot of those just touch passes.
Patty Mills into double figures. Nikola Jokic, 3-time MVP. That time he had his pocket picked. Giddey with a head of steam. Josh Giddey and one. Giddey with a flashy bounce pass, but that was picked off. Up ahead for Serbia. That floater goes for Petrusev. He's into double figures with a big first half. Shot clock turned off, but they've got numbers on the other end, and Pokusevski cashes in. Dyson Daniels loses another turnover. Serbia can go into the break with the lead.
Just what their identity looks like, how they want to play the rotation combinations. For many of these teams, they understand that, they have that.
Bogdan Bogdanovic, their second leading scorer. There's Jokic with the floater. It goes, and Nikola Jokic keeps on rolling. Now with 10 on the shot clock, here is Josh Giddey. Giddey pulls up, and if that part of his game keeps evolving, his next chapter in Chicago will really be promising.
The feel, the ability to get downhill and get to the front of the rim.
All three of these for Jock Landon. Dish downstairs and left some in for just a split second. Filip Petrusev, Giddey was a little late getting to him, and Petrusev has 13 points, an efficient 13. They have gone to the interior, and it works again. Filip Petrusev has 15 points. Now a turnover. Giddey on the break. Josh Giddey with two hands. Catch and shoot for Mills. Patty Mills, automatic.
He was a flag bearer at Tokyo.
As Jokic turns and hits. Attacking and fitting that one in. Vasilije Micic, the 30-year-old. Serbia playing without Bogdan Bogdanovic and Ognjen Dobric, but they have been able to figure it out behind Nikola Jokic, who makes it look easy and ties the score.
But in my opinion, Group A.
In transition here, Jokic taps it back. Nikola Jokic gives Serbia the lead, and we've got a stoppage here.
Not only Australia's, but the first team to medal outside of the Americas and Europe.
Will Magnay with the lay-in, a native of Queensland. And the Boomers will be a contender to medal and to have a great performance in Paris. In transition, the three switches home. Alexei Pokusevski, who I know you're intrigued by. Giddey with 10. They're giving him that shot, and Josh Giddey cashes in. Now a try to start the fourth. That was pretty from Alexa Abramovich.
And they've been very productive in transition.
Joe Ingles has checked in. Chance of Serbia with an alley-oop! Up top and down hard to send this crowd to a frenzy. Milutinov. Rebound to Australia, down by one, looking to get out of Abu Dhabi with a win. That floater goes. Dante Exum, super steady in the lane. Patty Mills waiting to check back in, among others now. Fancy maneuverability in the finish. Abramovich has turned on the Jets.
Abramovich has been getting downhill.
Into the hands of Mills, who's had a big game. Kick out to Daniels. Got it!
Nasty. You want to talk about patience, poise, and trust? That is Patty Mills.
What a crowd here in Abu Dhabi. These fans have brought their A-game. Mills knocks it down. Patty time for the Boomers.
He's a gamer.
Just an amazing career. One of Australians best, and that three swishes home for Nick Kay. That one is off, tapped out. Look at Australia around the floor. Daniels was deflected, and there's the jam for Exum. Jokic, this is typically his space. He gives it off inside, and that one goes home for Petrusev.
interesting to see as things continue to play out in just how these teams are working.
Patty Mills, a dagger.
I think it gives them a ton of confidence. I mentioned this earlier, though. So much comes down to matchups. Just see a steal here by Serbia. That was a big factor, taking care of the basketball. And Australia's strength, quite frankly, a lot of it is their guard play and perimeter play.
For those in the U.S., that game will be televised on FS1, streaming on the Fox Sports app at noon as that three goes for Dante Exum.
They can hit threes as we've seen them do down this final stretch. That obviously will benefit them. That's something they need to do, but they need to do so at a high volume.
Patty Mills with close to 30. Dante Exum with a big performance. Josh Giddey with some bright spots as well. And on this day, the Boomers are a winner.